Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, December 2nd, 2019. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Boyce.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Dole. Here. Crockett.
Here.
Geske. Phillips.
Here.
We have a quorum tonight. As always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. We have in your packet the regular meeting minutes from our November 18th, 2019 meeting. Hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review the minutes that's submitted. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, I accept a motion to approve the minutes as presented by the clerk. Waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Crockett, second by Geske. Roll call.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Dole. Yes. Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation. Is there anyone that signed up to address the board?
We have no one this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Village President's report. We have a presentation from Sarah Marion in regards to the Manteno Oktoberfest. And what an Oktoberfest it was.
Yes, that's for sure. I have a couple of things though. I'm going to start with a few updates coming up for the village. So as you know, Santa on the Square will be this Saturday, December 7th. From 3 to 4:30, we'll have a live ice sculpture demo at the fountain on the square, and that's sponsored by Taylor Ford of Manteno. That's brand new. We're really excited for that. From 3:30 to 7:45, Santa Claus will be seeing kids, and we'll have all sorts of entertainment throughout the evening. At 5:45, we have our lighting of Main Street. So we're gonna have lots of things going on. It's a night to not be missed. It's from 3 to 8 p.m. We'll also have a holiday business walk from 3 to 7. You'll check off Santa's list by visiting 31 participating downtown businesses for holiday goodies. You can find that list at villageofmanteno.com or that evening at the Leo Hassett Community Center. So lots of fun to be had. You can get a flyer, which we have here from Village Hall. The library has the flyer as well, listing all the activities. We also have this all over our village Facebook page too, so you can find all of that fun stuff there.
Just FYI, the lights are on tonight just strictly as a test, so they'll be going off here shortly. So if anybody came in and saw the lights on tonight, I thought that was Friday, but it's still, or Saturday, it still is. But the Public Works always wants to test them out to make sure that, you know, when the kids pull the switch, that the right lights come on.
Yes. All right, so with that, the other reason I'm here is because of Oktoberfest. The Manteno Oktoberfest is put on by the Manteno Chamber of Commerce, and the festival is not only a celebration that brings the entire community together, but it also supports our organizations that help make Oktoberfest a success. So this year we were able to donate $9,820 despite the weather challenges we did face. I would like to present these donations tonight. So if any of you are here representing your organization, please come up when you hear the name. I also have Josh Stauffenberg here with me. He is the vice chair of the chamber to help present these awards. So if you want to come up. Our first presentation is for Manteno Public Works. Jim Hanley, come on up. Who's going to come up and take a picture with us?
Oh, they had something to do with that? All right.
Manteno Police Department. Village of Manteno Auxiliary Police, so if you want to accept that one as well. Nice. I should have announced those together. No, we're good. It'll look exactly the same.
Just use the other one twice.
Yeah. Manteno Fire Protection District. Manteno Legion, Post 755. I know they are not here. But they hosted a wonderful volunteer thank you breakfast, completely complimentary, so that was amazing, and thank you to TJ and his team for that. Boy Scout Troop 382.
Got it.
Manteno Village View. I know they're here filming.
They're behind the
They're
cameras.
here, so thank you,
Yeah.
Village View.
Yeah.
We've got a check for you.
Yeah.
Manteno High School football team. Manteno High School Pride and MAP programs. Manteno High School Interact Club. And finally, Indian Oaks Academy.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you to everybody that made it possible. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that you don't see, but these are the organizations that really make our event a success every year. So thank you to all of them.
Well, just one comment, a tribute to Sarah and the Chamber for the job that they did for the for Oktoberfest. I mean, obviously this year was a pretty challenging year. The last several years we've had, relatively great weather, and I know you've broken attendance records and records, for the people coming for the parade and everything. This year the storm came through on Friday, and you made the national news because everything was destroyed. But 12, 13, 14 hours later, you were meeting here and up back in business later on that day, on a limited scale. But it certainly made a recovery, and I think it's a tribute to your leadership and to also the chamber board for coming together and putting everything back together. And I mean, when I attended the meeting that Saturday morning, there was no such thing as, well, let's just call it off and quit. It was, how much, how fast can we put it back together, and how can we, make this thing a success, even though the weather didn't cooperate. So thank you very much. It's nice to have people like that in charge and to be able to, make sure that, that you can still have an event, and then to be able to financially still reward all the people that help you out. That's even another tribute. The fact that I know you got the income wasn't as great this year as it had been in the past, strictly because of the weather and because of all the different things that took place. But to be able to still pass out checks to that many different organizations as a result of that event, it was a great job. So job well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
The only other item, a couple of things I got is, as I said earlier tonight, we had the lights on just as a demonstration to check to make sure that everything is working for the event on Saturday night. Jim and his crew at Public Works have been, hard at it over the course of the last 6 weeks. I think probably since Oktoberfest was over. We've only had a couple snowstorms that took you away from it, and some zero weather, but they've done another great job, and I think Saturday night people will be very impressed when they come uptown and see the light displays that that they've prepared on across the main street and all across the town. So if people are available on Saturday, please come up and take advantage of the event that Sarah's put on, and I think you'll be happy to see when we flip the switch and turn all the lights on. And just another item too, because the Public Works does do a lot of work, and the village spends a lot of time and effort to try to keep the village looking good. Just a reminder to we have had some more damage to different properties throughout the square. And the police department has worked and been able to identify some of the people who are doing it. But even though we can identify and arrest, charge, recoup some of the monies of the damage that's done, it's just, it's still the time and the effort that it takes to have the police department go through the video and, and pick up the people and talk to them and get the equipment repaired. It seems so foolish, because we've got cameras there that are on 24/7, that are great quality cameras that can pick anybody out, and we've got, people who can identify people that are doing things like that. So, please, if you see anybody over at the park that's doing things at 2nd Street or anywhere in town, that's doing things that they probably shouldn't, give the police a call and make sure that they're aware of what's going on. We've got the video surveillance throughout the community. 99% of the area around downtown is under surveillance, and able to be watched. And it's just foolish, stupid things that happen, but it takes so much time from the police to be able to investigate it. And while they're doing that, they're not out being able to prevent other things from happening, maybe potentially more serious things. So, I just wish that, some of the people that are doing these kind of things would take a little more pride in their community and, not be, kicking things around and doing damage. It all costs money not only to fix it, but to investigate it, and then it goes on their record too. There's really nobody that wins in that situation. So, please, pay more attention to what's happening and the activities, not only in the parks but throughout the community, because it's not good for anybody. And we've got control over it, and we can see it, and the video doesn't lie. So it's just foolish acts that take place, and that there's really no call for it. Village Administrator's report, Mr. Larotte.
I have nothing this evening.
Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I got a couple items. My first one is a motion to approve the dedication of the right-of-way to Manteno Township for perpetual easement on the property located at 7202 North 4000 East Road, parcel number 03-02-26-400-004.
Chris, you want to talk about what that is?
Yeah, the township is going to be widening the road and part of, in front of the golf course out there on the 4000 road. So they needed some additional easement to be able to widen that road and still have their drainage ditches in place. So we're just one of multiple parcel owners that are going to afford them that easement so that they can widen that road. And this is kind of being required. It's a designated route, so it's not something that they can just ignore. They've known about this for 3 or 4 years and have finally come up with the funding to do it. So it's being mandated, I think, by the county. So.
My next item is Resolution 1910, a resolution authorizing the village president and the village clerk to enter into agreement between the village of Manteno and Constellation Energy for the sale and supply of electricity. This is basically what we do pretty much every year, or
Yeah, we have in the last several years. This is for the supply of everybody's energy on their electric bill. Its Constellation would be the supplier of the electricity. ComEd would still be the transmission lines. Nothing will change on anybody's bill. Basically, in the past, we've been able to save people money by getting a little bit lower rate. Over the last few years, ComEd has lowered their rate. In this case, we are, with the Constellation Energy and ComEd's energy is exactly the same rate, but we are keeping this program in place because, they wanted, they asked if we could keep it in place because they're making, if we take it off, then we have to go back to a referendum to do it again. And since it's exactly the same, then they've guaranteed us that they will always be the same or less than ComEd's rate. So we decided to go ahead and put it on the agenda and have it approved so we can, maintain the status quo. And in case ComEd's rate would go lower, Constellation will match them. And if they go higher, then we'll be getting a better deal. It's really a no-lose situation for us right now.
Thank you, Tim. My next Public Works meeting has been changed because of the holiday, so it'll be 12/17 at 7 a.m. in the Village Hall Conference Room. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
I have no old or new business. I was just going to reiterate what Sarah said about this weekend. It's supposed to be really nice Friday and Saturday, so from 3 to 8, come out. A lot of people are putting a lot of time and energy into it. It's going to be really nice, so I'd like to see everybody come out and enjoy themselves. So that's it. And our next meeting is not until March, so.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any action items on the agenda tonight either. My next public safety meeting is Wednesday, the 11th of December at 7 a.m. in the Village Hall Conference Room. I want to give a little tip. Close to 2/3 of Americans say they bought something on Amazon, according to a recent poll. That's more than 90% of America's online shoppers. That means there will be a lot of FedEx and UPS boxes on porches this holiday season. While it is very convenient to have purchases delivered to your door, it is also a very easy target for thieves. Here are a few easy tips to avoid having your Christmas gifts from being stolen off of your porch. Pick an alternate delivery location, considering deliveries to your work instead of home. Watch for deliveries and packages. Thieves with a video doorbell, such as Ring or Nest, require signatures for your deliveries. Opt for in-store pickup. Solicit help from your neighbors. If you know you won't be home, have it delivered to a neighbor that is. And finally, insure your packages in case they are taken. 30% of Americans have been impacted by package theft. Try a couple of these simple steps to reduce your chances of becoming a victim. And also remember, if you've purchased like a TV or a computer game or gaming device, remember on Monday morning, don't put the boxes out in the garbage so everyone can see that you've purchased a new item. It's a good thing because people do ride around and pay attention. Joe has a new TV. Oh, Joe has a new TV. Maybe something might happen to that TV, be gone when he's out of the house. So just keep those tips in mind. These are all very important tips for coming up for the shopping season. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Dole. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything on the agenda this evening. We also changed the date of the planning and zoning meeting until December the 17th, 7 a.m. in the Village Hall Conference Room. The next Planning Commission meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, December the 10th, 6 p.m. in the Village Boardroom. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. I have ordinance 1924, an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes on real property for all purposes of defraying expenses for all corporate purposes of the Village of Manteno, Kankakee County, Illinois, for the fiscal year of May 2019 through April 30th, 2020. Prior to tonight's meeting, we had a truth in taxation public hearing where Chris went through an exciting display of what this is all about. And, although we're not required to have a public hearing, we did have it and have every year that we've been on the board. So we are currently levying for 2.03%, and that is for the village taxation portion of the bill only. Next item I have is ordinance 1925, an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for year 2019 to pay the principal and interest on the $2,050,000 general obligation bonds for the village of Manteno. I also have payment of bills in the amount of $99,929.55, of which none were tip 1 bills. And bills paid between board cycle were $39,070.88. I'm sorry, 85 cents. And our next finance committee meeting is scheduled for December 11th at 7 a.m. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. General government, Mr. Dole.
I have nothing on the agenda, Mayor.
So the items we'll be voting on in the consent agenda tonight are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have ordinance 1924, which is an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes on real property for all purposes of defraying expenses for all corporate purposes for the village of Manteno, Kankakee County, Illinois, for the fiscal year which commenced on May 1st, 2019 and ends on April 30th, 2020. We have ordinance 1925, which is an ordinance abating taxes levied for the year 2019 to pay the principal of and interest on a $2,050,000 general obligation bond, Series 2013 of the Village of Manteno, Kankakee County, Illinois. We have item number 3 is a motion to approve the dedication of a right-of-way to Manteno Township for perpetual easement on property located at 7202 North 4000 East Road, parcel 030226400004. We have resolution 1910, which is a resolution authorizing the village president and the village clerk to enter into the agreement between the Village of Manteno and Constellation New Energy, Inc. for the sale and supply of electricity. We have a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $99,929.55. None for TIF 1. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I accept the motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
Make that motion.
Motion by Dole,
Second.
second by Martin, roll call.
Dole,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Crockett,
Yes.
Geske,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. I accept the motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
I'll make it.
Motion by Boyce, second by Geske, roll call.
Boyce,
Yes.
Geske,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Dole,
Yes.
Crockett,
Yes.
Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Tonight, comment, do you have anything you wanted to talk about, Mr. Boyce?
No, just hope we see everybody downtown Saturday. Should be a fun time. That's it.
Mr. Martin?
Nothing.
Mrs. Dole?
Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving and looking forward, as the sign says on the elevator, season's greetings. That's a nice thing to be able to see. You can see it from all over town. It's really a nice thing. So
Yeah,
enjoy and see.
I didn't comment on that. That's, something that the Public Works Department does, and in conjunction with the farmer's elevator at the village purchase that sign, but they allow us to put it up on their facility, and the farmer's elevator personnel play a vital role in getting that up there. And it does, it looks good. You can see that from the interstate.
Yeah.
Can we have more
Really
lights?
nice.
They need more lights, yeah.
Nice job, Jimmy.
I would not want to be the one putting it up there.
You're right. It looks high from the ground. It really looks high from up there. Mr. Crockett?
No comments, Mayor.
Mr. Guest? Mr. Phillips?
No.
Chief, is there anything additional? And the last time we had a meeting a couple weeks ago, you talked a little bit about some of the issues that we had with some of the break-ins that were occurring. Is there anything, things that tapered down a little bit, but is there anything additional that you wanted to comment on in regards to that?
Yeah, we didn't have any issues this, over the holiday weekend, which was nice. They still continue to get a hit in the south and southwest suburbs. They've arrested 4 or 5 to this point of whether the same crew or separate crews, but they're still getting hit close by, so we're keeping a close eye on it.
And I noticed on the police calls, we get a copy of the police calls daily, and there's, it looks like the public is responding with a lot more suspicious activity calls. I assume that you want that to continue.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting called about for anything that moves now, which is good.
Like I say, even though they say that people are watching this, if you see something in your neighborhood that just doesn't seem right, don't be afraid to call. They'd much rather get the call and go out and check it than to find out later on that, something took place. So all the suspicious activity calls, if you see something, make sure you continue to make that call. Take precautions by locking your car, keeping your garage doors closed, and hopefully, this stuff will never go away, but hopefully it'll diminish and they'll go somewhere else. And it appears that a little bit of that's taken place already, so if we can continue that, that's a good thing.
We'd rather go there 20 times for nothing than that one time somebody doesn't call.
Right. Okay, I have nothing further. Accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Crockett, second by Dole, roll call.
Crockett,
Yes.
Dole,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Geske,
Yes.
and Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming and for watching.